I'm very excited to be part of this program. And once again, apologies for the late start. It's because we thought we could wait for some more people to gather, and we are glad that you are here. Right, and as Ghanaians, we all know that we start our events with prayer. And so we're going to invite a woman of God here to, to pray with us. And it's my pleasure to invite Mrs. Patricia E4IMPACT to give us the opening prayer. Please, let's receive her with a hand.
Respectfully, let us all rise and then pray. Our Lord and Master Jesus Christ, we thank you for bringing all of us to this place. It's our prayer that whatever we are going to do here will not be a 9-day wonder, but it will be so successful and it will extend to those who will come even after us. We pray for a fruitful discussion this afternoon. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Thank you very much, Madam, for that brief prayer. And at this stage, we want to be welcomed. I know you already feel welcome and you are very comfortable, but we want our hosts to welcome us. And so I would call on Daniel to give us a brief welcome address. Please, let's receive him with a hand.
Good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. It is my greatest pleasure as a country manager for E4IMPACT Foundation to host you for this event. In particular, I would especially like to thank the CEO of E4IMPACT Foundation, who is in person of Mario Mortino, and the General Manager, Frank Schenke, and all other staff watching online from Italy. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Fabio Petroni. I'm sure most of you know him sitting by me here. And Antonella Porita, who is the alumni manager globally. In fact, their presence here speaks a lot and talks about how much they are well attached to this program. It is a great honor, and I believe that everything we are doing here shows the importance of the objective of our gathering. It is also a great pleasure to welcome our distinguished keynote speaker who is here to join us, and all other guests, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, I also want to welcome our dear sister from UNCDF, Ariana. You're welcome. E4IMPACT Foundation is a spin-off from the Catholic University of Milan, which trains entrepreneurs across Africa and seeks to ensure business continuity for its alumni. E4IMPACT has been working in Ghana since 2013 and has produced about 214 entrepreneurs who have also, in their capacities, contributed to the sustainability development goals. We are therefore here today to launch an alumni business network as the first step towards building an ecosystem of enterprises to do business among themselves. As a result of that, we are all welcome aboard and will be invited to partake in different activities through our planned seminars and special events, which aims at identifying and taking advantages of new opportunities, establishing new businesses, accelerating and scaling up our individual businesses to make social, economic, and environmental impact locally and internationally. We want to light the fire that burns the entrepreneurial flame into the heart of the nation. In view of the fact that we are a developing country or an emerging country, We seek to be the light at the end of the tunnel. Please keep an open mind and enjoy each part of the function in the spirit of which it has been conceived. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Daniel, for that welcome address. I believe that we all feel very much welcome now. According to the plan, we should have been listening to the keynote address, but we are here to launch an alumni network, right? We are here to network. So networking is very much a key of what we've come to do. So whilst we wait for our keynote speaker to come, we want to do some exercise so that we get to know each other, and that would help us, in our subsequent activities. So with all humility, can you kindly be on your feet and let's get to know each other. We want to do an exercise. So I want you to identify, one person. Now, move from where you are, go to another person, and then talk about a few things. So, question number 1. What is your name? So the person's name, full name. Where do they work? What is their designation? And which year are you in? Which batch? I hear we have 6 batches of alumni here. So get to know which batch they are in. And the last thing, what is their expectation for the alumni? For the group that is being set up now. So you have 1 minute to have this conversation the two of you share. And that 1 minute is determined by me. So if I clap, then you change, okay? You are talking to one person now. Immediately I clap, you change. And you talk to another person with the same questions. Please feel free to do the same. Get interacted, yeah? Feel free to share cards. It's very important. Please change your partner now. Change your partner now. Have you changed a partner? Okay, I'm giving you the last chance to talk to the third person. Change, please. Change. Get another partner. Please change. Get another partner. That's the last chance. It's a speech, the keynote address. After the keynote address, there will be the launch. And then you'll show them. Okay, now the 1 minute is up for the third round. Please go back to your seats. Ooh, I can see you are enjoying the networking. We will have more time to network after the formal speeches. So please go back to your seats. Please go back to your seats. Please, we'll have more time for networking after the formal speeches. All right, please go back to your seat. Shall we please sit down? Oh my goodness. I can see that people are enjoying the networking. Please sit down. Please. Wow. Sorry. Please sit down. Please sit down. All right, so the group at the back, kindly find your seats. And then the ladies in the middle here. Hello, ladies. Thank you very much. Thank you. I can see that you've enjoyed your speech, your networking. We will have more time to network and get to know each other more. But before we do that, we have somebody here. We are all very special, and you know that you are. But we have a very special guest here with us. He is the MD of Capgen Ghana Limited. I hope I got it right. And also the Director of Operations for CCT Ghana. He is an astute businessman with experience spanning across every sector of the economy. He holds a bachelor's degree in entrepreneurship, preoccupied with the ambition of facilitating business growth and transitions in Ghana and across Africa. As chairman of the Accra Regional Chapter of Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, business models under his regime has not only linked local businesses to prospective investors, but also their capacities and deepened correspondence between the business community and regulators. He also served on the board of Ghana's Public Interest and Accountability Committee, that's PIAC, mandated to promote transparency and accountability in the management of petroleum revenues in Ghana. We are very privileged to have this man, to have this noble businessman and public servant in our midst. And I'm talking about no other person but Nana Ejenim Boateng. And shall we receive him with a hand to give us the keynote address? Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Mom. I really appreciate all the accolades. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. And let me also take this opportunity to welcome you to today's program. Our theme for today is entrepreneurship and the impact, the road ahead. I drove here through some very bumpy roads, and it was so scary at a point in time. I had to drive through a stream because I was driving from a village in Obuasi to Accra, and we have a lot of work to do. Let me digress a bit. Galamsey is real. It's real. It's real. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. I want to remember my Italian greetings. Buonasera. Correct. Buonasera. Good afternoon to you all, and thank you for your warm welcome. I'm delighted to be invited for this program. I'd like to offer my deepest congratulations to the team on the launch of E4IMPACT Foundation Business Network Ghana. The central role of entrepreneurial sector for Ghana is certainly no news for us. Micro, small, and medium enterprises provide over 80% of global manpower and are a major contributor to GDPs around the world. Here in Ghana, the medium and small-scale enterprises sector is estimated to employ more than 80% of the workforce and contributes over 70% of GDP. That makes us no different from most parts of the world. As entrepreneurs, you are taking significant part in shaping the future of Ghana and redefining its business development prospects in the post-pandemic future. Our economy and future prosperity depends on many factors. You know, when I hear of words like post-pandemic, I ask myself, as a Ghanaian entrepreneur, are we taking advantage of it? Because one of the lessons that the world has learned after post-pandemic is produce and eat what you produce in your country. But I don't know, as Ghanaian entrepreneurs, we are taking a cue from it. Because this is not part of my speech though, but I like to do that. My regional manager knows that. During a pandemic era, shipments were not coming in, freight skyrocketed to over 300%, and supply chain was disrupted across board. So after that, we've been asking ourselves, what can we do that will make a difference so that we don't get caught again in the same supply chain disruption? These are some of the things that as entrepreneurs, I'll charge all of us to keep thinking about. And as of today, Ghana's economic challenges that we are seeing now, it's an opportunity for us to make a U-turn and try to industrialize this nation once and for all. Thank you. I'll continue by saying that high among the list is the ability of entrepreneurs and innovators to convert ideas into great enterprises. The present and future leaders in the entrepreneurial system are people who, like you, undertook an academic or professional path to address social and economic challenges, as well as to create opportunities for themselves, the community, and the country as a whole. That is how entrepreneurship evolved, but we'll talk about that later. Being an entrepreneur under the current economic crisis is a tough job. As a result, the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, in addition to proposing solutions to the government, has intensified its efforts in helping its members navigate this crisis. Key among the efforts include capacity building for its members, leading them to favorable markets and access to finance, etc., etc. I'd like, therefore, to seize this opportunity to celebrate every entrepreneur in the country, especially those of you here, for your strong commitment and resourcefulness. When the supply chain was disrupted, we sold our own nose masks, didn't we do it? We saw so many different styles of it, and we survived up to today. We use our neem trees to do the heat inhalation, and we did so many things that without the West, we were able to survive. So as entrepreneurs, let us be charged after the post-pandemic. Businesses in Ghana have a strong capacity to emerge, develop, and create more and more growth and job opportunities. Together, you all contribute to innovate the ways to transform knowledge into opportunities. To preserve, we have to now ask ourselves, how can we continue to be purposeful innovators and entrepreneurs? It all starts with education. In this regard, your MBA and the E4IMPACT Foundation Business Network might just have played an important role in guiding you to transform smart ideas into concrete action and opportunities. But it doesn't end there. It continues with proactiveness, collaboration, and partnership. And I believe that is why we are having a section like this to enable us partner what the world has done already so that we don't have to invent the wheel, but with a proper collaboration with the West and the world at large, we'll be able to make a difference as entrepreneurs. But it doesn't end there, it continues. Entrepreneurs are naturally drawn to each other. They keep learning from each other's challenges, failures, and successes and experiences. And I say experiences most importantly because I have been in business for quite some time now, and I've seen people come from abroad with thousands of dollars. Consultants draw out good business plans for them, but at the end of the day, because of lack of experience, the store boy in Okanshi is able to turn the few monies around, and Johnny come to town is not able to turn the thousands of dollars around. So experiences is key, and you can only get experiences from networking among other experienced entrepreneurs. They engage in mutual cooperation and dialogue whenever possible. Building such an ecosystem might be a long path, and cultivating it requires a strong sense of belonging and vibrant network. This all depends on building trust. Once you belong to a network and trust is built, you can be sure that people can open up to you and share their experiences. This is why the newborn alumni E4IMPACT Foundation Business Network is to be particularly welcomed and appreciated for its leverage. The foundation's mandate of developing networking among its alumni and enhancing entrepreneurial opportunities will have significant impact on you as a single entrepreneur, on the growth of businesses in general. And I hope that these experiences will have the opportunity as a group. Once I'm speaking here, I know that automatically I become a party to the group or an honorary member to the group. I don't like paying dues anyway. This is just by the way. You know. To conclude, I would like to thank Daniel Gijono Twakle for successfully organizing this event, and encourage you all to be resolute in your resolve to succeed despite the harsh economic crisis we find ourselves. This too shall pass, fellow Ghanaians. I am confident that a more radiant future for entrepreneurs and innovators is yet to come. Opportunities are there for those who never cease to exploit, create, and connect. When I saw this, a story came in mind. During the Easter vacation, I was in Kwewu for the vacation. And in the morning, around 7 o'clock, I was going for a walk. And there was this young boy, about 7, 8 years boys, playing by the roadside. And there was a pothole there. And any driver that gets there slows down and tries to bypass the pothole. And I saw this boy standing there. And you know what? One boy was telling the other guy, so telling him, hey, I'll speak in Twi, then I'll translate it. Hey, I did here say, ye pet Sophie Bibi Jinahu near the Anyaka Kreguhua. Oma food won't be iskau. You know, the young boys, and I learned a lesson from it. These young little 7, 8-year-old boys have realized that the pothole is an opportunity to explore and to make money from people. And I said, wow, where did these boys get this knowledge from? Is it from the community they belong to? Are they born entrepreneurs? Or what? It's a question for all of us to answer and for all of us to explore. So please, let's explore, create, and seize the opportunities and use that to connect among ourselves. And there is one book that I recommend as I bring my speech to an end, which really speaks about the evolution of so many things. But one part of it, one chapter of that book, speaks about the evolution of capitalism. And the title of the book is Sapiens. Some of you may have read it here before. It's by Noah, something, I don't remember that, by Noah. It's a great book. Beginning, when you start reading that book, it's boring because it talks about the evolution of the human being, apes, blah, blah, blah. But when you get into it, you realize that there's a lot for the entrepreneur to learn from it and to know how businesses evolve and how jobs are created and how socialism benefits from capitalism and how the whole world benefits and the world is making a better place. As a chamber, we are always there to support and lead the way. As our motto depicts, your business link is our business link. Your success is our success. And the success of every entrepreneur in Ghana is the success of Ghana and the world at large. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Oh, I think we can do it better for him. Wow. I know you've picked some nuggets. I know you've picked some lessons. And I know that you may have some questions, but there is time for that. So don't forget, write down your questions somewhere. When we get to the question and answer time, Big Man is here, and all of us are here. And we all have some ideas, so we can share our experiences and contribute and also ask questions. We are at the climax of this program. We are here to do the luncheon. So at this point, I want us with a round of applause. Do you know how we do it? Okay. Okay, so with a round of applause, shall we welcome Daniel Twackley to do the luncheon for us? Amma, yes. Oh, keep clapping, keep clapping, keep clapping. Amma, yes. Can we have some gentlemen help her, please? Okay.
Today is a day we want to remember this very lunch. As long as we live and as long as we practice entrepreneurship. So we are here with this wonderful cake and with some few drinks to lunch with alumni. I'm part of the third batch, so I've also enjoyed this school program. If I hadn't enjoyed it, I wouldn't make noise of it. I know what it means. So I'm here, and I want a representative from each batch, first batch, second batch, up to the sixth batch, to join me here, please. Please, a volunteer, just get up and come. First batch, fifth batch is here. First batch is here, Mabel. Second batch. Third batch, Isaac up here. Third batch, take your drinks. Each batch will have one. If your group members are not here, you drink all for them. Let someone help you. Yeah, so I'll cut and then we pop. Are we all here? So this is E4IMPACT Alumni Business Network. And so we launched this business network today to mark the very time when E4IMPACT Foundation came to Ghana, 2013, and we call for prosperity. We call for scalability, we call for sustainability, we call for growth in all our businesses now and forever. So So after popping, we'll have some cups around. Everybody must drink. Means that we're all committing to one goal. And our commitment is that we want to turn the nation around. With the little capacity you have, with the support from the Entrepreneurship Center, Italy, we believe that we can make a change in the nation. Thank you very much. Let the cup flow. Everybody, look for your badge and then give them part of the drink. Please get a cup. Get a cup. And then you can cut them in pieces for us. Boss, please join us. Please join us. Yes. Yeah? Oh no, at least we are picking. So okay, sorry, maybe sit down. We'll get a tissue and a plate for you. Yes. So Isaac, my batch, please serve our guest speaker for me. Please let Amma get you some. Yes, and then Amma.
Can we have some music? I was going to say that those of us who don't belong to any batch, I was going to say those of us who don't belong to any batch, we don't get a drink. Can we get tissue? Here, do you? You have a tray. You have a tray. You have plate. Okay. So you're going to bring them. But please leave the tissue. Those of us who don't have badges, who don't belong to any badge, we don't get that. Oh, lovely. So which book is that? The cake is nice. Did you do it?
See you tomorrow, batch.
Your guest TV first. Yes.
Some are waiting for proposal of toast, so could you please do that?
Proposal of toast. Scholar. Okay. I hear some are waiting for a proposal of toast. Can we all lift our glasses? Can we all be upstanding and lift our glasses? Meanwhile, I don't have a glass. You see, because I don't have a batch, you didn't give me a drink. Eh? Which year is this? The 5th year are ready to share. Thank you. Okay, so we are drinking to a strong alumni network, to prosperity, to innovation, to turning this country around. Hey, give me more, Apple.
Scalability, sustainability. We want to see development in our businesses, more creation of jobs. Yes.
Hip, 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 hip. Hooray! Thank you all very much.
Global impact.
Yeah, global impact. Yes, please.
President.
Please come for your cake. Okay, I can see that the networking is going on, which is good. But please go back to your seats and let's continue our event. Go and pack it outside, and you do it right.
So we are done the speech card for you. You're having an interview. So we are done the speech card.
You're having an interview right now. Oh no, you should wait. Let's finish the program. I beg you. Oh, but why would you do? All right, please let's come together. I can see you people really like networking. It's difficult bringing them back.
Hello. We want to continue with the program. So whilst you are enjoying the cake and the drink, please give us your attention. And please go back to your seat. Please go back to your seat.
Right, thank you very much. It's been a good time launching. So now we have our alumni group launched. And congratulations to all of us for this success. At this stage, we want to introduce the leadership for this group, the executive committee, and Daniel, once again, is going to help us do that. Let's receive him with a hand.
The hands are full. The hands are full. Thank you again. I believe those on the big platform, you all enjoyed the process we went through to nominate. For the nomination, some of you were not privy to it. We realized as entrepreneurs, you were so busy that if I had to follow everybody to nominate, in fact, it would take us a month. So with a few hands, we put our heads together and decided to nominate 2 people to contest for 1 position. And we were able to do that, and you saw all of them. At least we were fair, gender-wise, and in terms of badges. We had all badges contesting. And your vote brought these executives into place. You saw them. We want to thank our electoral commissioner. Cecil, please, let's see you. Let's see you. Thank you so much. He did a wonderful work. Yes. So, after the election, I had some few calls. You know, people were so wondering about, wanting to know who is winning. When are you declaring the results? Meanwhile, electoral commissioner was busy doing his business somewhere. Until finally, when he realized the sun had set, he said, okay, now let me release it. But then I had received a lot. And I said, oh, you take your time, the result will come. Finally it came, and then the platform was calm. And I realized everybody was okay with who you voted for. Thankfully, we are starting this business network with the following executives that we all voted for. We voted for president. We nominated first batch and second batch, and you chose second batch. For vice president, we voted for third batch and then a fourth batch, and you chose third batch. For secretary, it was unopposed. The reason was 3 people we asked on different instances to compete with the person who is the secretary now. Everybody gave up. And so whether you voted or not, there was one person who was the secretary. And then when it comes to the organizing secretary, we had a third batch and we had a sixth batch, and you chose the third batch. When it comes to financial secretary, that one was also unopposed. You know, accountants are busy. They like massaging numbers. They don't have time. So eventually, one sacrificed his life to stand in for us. Yes. And then when it comes to assistant organizing secretary, we had fourth batch and a sixth batch, and you chose the fourth batch. I think I've mentioned all. That is all. So out of all these that you chose, I will want to mention their names and invite them to come forward as we give them a hand of applause. So for the president, we have Mr. Kosako Hammond. He is the pioneer president of E4IMPACT Foundation, the business network in Ghana here, and the vice president, Mrs. Scholastica Isuamensa. Now, the unopposed secretary, we had Charity Ewenam Zomelo. The organizing secretary, we had, I normally call her AAA, Ama Ametewe Brenya. And then assistant organizing secretary, we had Mora Eduamankwa. And then finally on the list for them, we have the financial secretary, who is in the person of Emmanuel Tay Tyson. So These are the alumni executive to start this business network. Now, according to the initial policy we are putting in place, myself as the country manager for E4IMPACT Foundation will be a de facto member, so that anything locally, I'll be able to expedite it. And then also globally, we have E4IMPACT Alumni Manager, who is in the person of Antonella Porreta. So she is also joining the executives, so that anything that has to do with global issues, she will be there to push it for us. So, ladies and gentlemen, Chairman, these are the executives for E4IMPACT Foundation Business Network. Thank you very much. We will give them the opportunity. We will give them the opportunity to say these words as a form of swearing in. We want to hear the treble, the alto, and the tenor voices. So you say this after me. Entrepreneurs, you don't need to rehearse everything. That is why I didn't share with you. Antonella, you are part of us now. So you join us. So when I say I, then you add your name to it. I will also say it because I'm part of them. So I'll repeat it again. I, Daniel, have been elected to exercise the function of an executive member. Shall we all say it? I, having been elected to exercise the function of an executive member of E4IMPACT Foundation Business Network, do pledge allegiance to the business network, that I will promote the ideals and principles of the business network, that I will abide by the rules and laws of the business network, that I will hold my office as an executive member with honor and dignity, that I will be diligent and ethical in the discharge of my duty as an elected member of the alumni, that I will perform my duties to the best of my abilities. So help me God. So we will give the president the microphone to share collectively their acceptance speech to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, Impact entrepreneurs here. The Executive Director of the Impact Foundation, E4IMPACT Foundation, Dr. Fabio Petroni, the Alumni Manager of the MBA programs, Madam Antonella, the rep from UNCDR, Madam Ariana Anna, all members of the foundation watching online, all protocols observed. We express our gratitude to each of you here today for sharing the most special gifts you can possibly give. That is the gift of your time, your presence, and your support. It is amazing being able to stand before all of you and share this special moment in the history of E4IMPACT Ghana. And we are beyond humbled and honored to be part of this amazing community. I want to recognize and thank the members of the planning committee. We know this was planned within 2 months. And I would like us to recognize the work of the country director for the E4IMPACT Foundation, Mr. Daniel Twakli. Let's give it up for him. He has done an amazing job so far, especially being able to hold the bull by the horn and then actually putting the alumni together. It has been a discussion that has been ongoing from batch to batch to batch, but he did a very good job by putting the alumni together. Let's give it up for him once again. I also like to recognize our Vice President-elect, Mrs. Scholastica Isua Mensah, and our organizer. You can see she's in boots. She has organized the place, right? That's in the person of Mrs. Ama Brinya Amia and all the members of the planning committee, our discussion and everything that was on the platform. Auntie Mabel, I can mention many names. Cecil, Eko Mensah. We were a lot of people trying to bring this event together. I want to recognize all of you and then say a very big thank you to you all. We approach today's launching of the alumni of the Catholic University of Milan and the E4IMPACT Business Network. We approach this launching with a sense of honor and humility. In the days ahead, we will focus on our future together. But for now, let us pause for a few minutes. Let us pause for a few minutes, be present to each other and to this occasion and this time in our history as impact entrepreneurs. Let us be grateful and celebrate the path we have traveled to get here. We all know, if there's one thing that every business has over here, is a business model canvas. Every business here has a business model canvas. So you remember your value proposition. Now, all that has brought us here now. We need to focus on what we are good at and how we can contribute to innovation and to the development of the economy of Ghana. We need to not only be relevant to just our network, but also to contribute to the other business communities. For instance, the Chamber of Commerce, the AGI, and other business networks, even the startups that are coming up. So developing strong partnerships in this community will bolster our identity and our reputation. Today, I will share what I have come to see as our greatest aspiration as impact entrepreneurs. Defining our vision of our future. We, the impact entrepreneurs, here aspire for one, global posturing. 2, partnerships and leadership in our bodies or in our enterprises. And then we aspire for impact and growth in our individual businesses. Let me throw a little bit more light on our global posturing, and then I can just bring it to an end. I always ask this question: how many Ghanaian companies do you see in other African countries? How many Nigerian banks do you see in Ghana? I also ask another question: how many third and fourth generation companies do you even see in Ghana? And I ask the last question. How is it that a lot of Ghanaian businesses are unable to compete on the international stage? I believe this is the heartbeat of every enterprise over here. And together, we are committed to work with you to ensure that this aspiration of going global, this aspiration of making a global impact, this aspiration of seeing that there is partnerships not only sub-regionally but also internationally, would not be just a figment of our imagination, but will be in the reality. Thank you very much.
We'll call our chairman and our keynote speaker to give a handshake as a form of congratulation. And then the MC will also follow.
And let's give them a hand. Let's give them a hand. Thank you very much, Daniel. And thank you to all of you. We are hopeful that this leadership will take us far. Right, so at this point, we are still looking at the launching. And we have the launching of the E4I B2B and a platform. And for that one, we have our lady Antonella presenting that for us and then also leading on this launching. Shall we give her a hand as she takes over to present to us?
Again, thank you for being here, this event. And let me also, before starting my brief speech, also thank you, Daniel and the Executive Committee, for organizing this special event and having me here to be part of this journey with you. So before going to the specific details of the platform and the initiative we're planning for you as entrepreneurs, let me just explore this journey with you, where we started from and when we are going together. So, as many of you may know, of course, E4IMPACT is an initiative launched in 2010 by Altis in partnership with Catholic University. But we had to wait for 2015 for the E4IMPACT initiative to be a foundation with the support of several Italian leading companies. And it was a big milestone for us because it helped us a lot in addressing some important challenges and also to empower our mission. And the mission of the foundation is to support, train, coach, and develop this new generation of the impact entrepreneurs in Africa by leveraging partnership between universities, companies, and institutions across the globe, and also enhancing opportunities. That for us becoming a foundation was a great milestone because that helped us empower this mission with a set of important activities and initiatives especially designed for this mission. And in particular, you can see the general portfolio of activities included in the foundation, which are services for the creation of partnership between European and African companies, value chain and economic development projects, entrepreneurship centers. We have one active in Kenya, and our plan is to replicate the model and launch the entrepreneurship center in Ghana in 2023. And that's what we want to plan with you. The short programs and the global MBAs in impact entrepreneurship. So including you as part of this big family, you are the products of our mission to cultivate youth of innovative entrepreneurs and business leaders. What we reached, we just introduced some numbers, shared some numbers with you. We are active with our MBA programs in 19 countries in Africa, and with our entrepreneurship center active. And as I said, we plan to do the same in Ghana. We will be able to train around 6,000 entrepreneurs, and we want to do more, and your contribution will be key to cultivate a new generation of entrepreneurs. We have seen 36 average job per entrepreneur, and carried out more than 31 projects, with several ones active in 2022. And we have a strong alliance of universities so that we will be able to carry out also the MBA program in Ghana. So what want we do to further enhance opportunities and to best address the challenge of empower U.S. entrepreneurs? We want to let you explore opportunities with a series of activities. For example, the Business Networking Week we are planning for 2023, a special moment, a special week for all the entrepreneurs to meet important stakeholders, to meet important companies, and enhance your opportunities by exchanging ideas, a constant dialogue. Also, the business trips across Africa, a special moment to also exchange prospects about the entrepreneurial model and exchange opinion on how to best develop their business in a world in constant evolution, especially when digital transformation, for example, is involved and changing contexts are involved. We want to engage, and that's why we are here. So the launch of the Alumni Business Network in Ghana is an important milestone because it marks an important step forward in transforming your academic and business experience started with your MBA in a really lifelong journey made on business and networking. We also want to transform this experience also in a lifelong experience with some training programs and innovative courses for you, and also with master classes to also include in this journey a sort of a continuous learning path. And we want to enhance opportunity by letting you connect into other stakeholders and create valuable partnership. I want to do so, of course, by sharing with you some key opportunities with important stakeholders, and also with another initiative that the one I want to talk about, because when planning the activities and also planning the journey with the launch of the association, a journey made of events, initiatives, exchange of ideas, we asked ourselves, what can we do as a foundation to take our entrepreneurial spirit and engagement towards you entrepreneur to the next level? Also considering social distance, also considering elements that happen in all our life, and we need to take that into account in order to best enhance opportunities. So the idea to design, create, and launch our first Pan-African B2B platform strongly emerged to really enhance opportunities, to really let you connect with stakeholders at any point in time and track your business in an instant time, and also understand what are the possibilities that best suit you, and also find instantly your key stakeholder to reach your goals. So this will be a virtual space where you can connect, interact, exchange opportunities, and create valuable partnership, because we can find other African companies, international companies, and valuable investors. You have selected access to specific stakeholders and specific markets, and that's the added value we want to convey to you, and the big journey we want to include you. We want to take you on board in a specific exclusive space for you. The benefits of the platform, of course, to scale up your business across Africa, to get access to local and overseas markets, to create key connection with investors, which is the most important things, and to stay updated with the latest trends in business, because of course this is an alive platform, and we will keep you updated on the latest trends, and we will also able to update some relevant business trends, because we want you to be the protagonist of this organism, which will be the platform. And that's why we wanted to, we designed a very bottom-up approach platform for you. So that's it. I'm really happy to be with you here, and again I thank you for being part of the journey, and please enjoy this business and networking journey with us. But for anything, please contact us, because we will be more than happy to involve in this networking path at our best. So thank you again.
I think Antonella deserves a better round of applause. Yay. Thank you very much. And now we've heard some speeches. We've listened to the keynote address. We also listened to our new president and the executive give us their mission and what they want to focus on. We've heard about the launch of the platform. Do you have any questions? Or do you have any ideas you want to share? This is the time for questions and answers. Any questions?
I have a question.
Please, shoot.
I want to find out our alumni association, whether it has any legal backing as far as the Ghanaian legal community is concerned.
Okay, so that is our first question, whether our alumni, will you help me? The association has any legal backing. We'll take 3 questions and then we'll get responses. Any more questions? Any contribution? All right, we'll take the response. Okay, there's a question here.
Okay, so my question will be, I think when the lady in charge of the E4IMPACT spoke, she spoke about how businesses seek to evolve. I think even our keynote speaker mentioned it. Is there a way the model formulators of this program are able to look at what is evolving? Because looking at the trends in the market, it makes sense to personally invest your little resources in starting something than going back to the classroom to seek for knowledge. Best practices in other civilizations would have, as part of such practical programs, some funding or incubation attached to it to help people start, because after all is said and done, it's about money. And so is there any way E4IMPACT is looking at revolving around the trends in the market so that it's essentially not just about impacting knowledge and leaving you to go survive and come and tell us your success story? I'm very happy for such a platform, because the point is, once you are done with school, you are left alone. And so if such a very wonderful project like this seeks to get positive feedbacks about how a lot of entrepreneurs are, doing in the market, because I can bet you most of our colleagues have left entrepreneurship to seek for jobs within the job market, because we all agree entrepreneurship is a very lonely journey. And so is there any way in particular that the model seeks to revolve around what is presently happening in all over the world? Thank you.
Okay, I can hear 2 questions. You are talking about whether the model is looking at what is emerging, looking at the current trends. And then 2, whether there is any support for the graduates, to be able to initiate something on their own. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so we have 3 questions. Who can help us? Daniel?
So the first question was whether the business network has any legal backing. This is just the beginning of the business network. We just launched it today. So we have formed executives who are coming together to do the back-end work. Anything that is required to make this business network repeatable and well legalized to operate in every corner. That is why we said we were targeting the international market. So anything that will allow us to go to the international market, whatever regulatory body we have to partner with, it is the duty of the executive to sit down and look at that construction very well and give ourselves the opportunity, having that license to operate. So we just launched it. So it is a journey that has started today. Thank you. I'll leave the rest for Fabio to answer.
Thank you. Let me tackle the question about the funding. Okay. So let me put it clear. We are not a funding organization. We're not a financial institution. We cannot legally invest in companies. That's not our mission. So what we've been trying to do up until now is to create a network of investors, entrepreneurs can go to. Of course, that doesn't give you any guarantee investors are going to fund your company. It's going to be up to them. And to some extent, this is healthy, right? Because that's something that concerns investors and entrepreneurs, not the facilitators, which would be us. Yet, we do understand there is a challenge. So if I wake up in the morning and I come up with a great business idea and I go to a bank, no matter how good the business idea is, the interest rate is going to be 30%, which is mind-blowing, right? Or they tell you, yeah, we can get you 15% if you have as much money as you're asking for as a loan in your bank account as a collateral, which is even more kind of a joke if you ask me. But this being the reality we are facing, and Ghana being not one of the worst countries in terms of access to financing in the African continent, in 2023 we are going to pilot a small investment fund, a very small one, $700,000. It's for a fund is like a candy and a slice of pizza, okay, no more, no less. This is money that the Talent Development Agency donated basically to us, which we are endorsing a third-party organization to invest on our behalf. And this is in Kenya. Okay, and we can only invest in Kenyan organizations. Why? Because this is the mandate the Talent Development Agency gave us. That's a first step towards building a larger collaboration with this firm, which hopefully will grow organically from Kenya to Ghana and so on and so forth. For us, this is a very uncharted road, because we are not a financial institution, so we are not really we don't really know what we're doing, to be honest, and that's why we entrusted the money to a third-party organization. Entrepreneurship is a lonely journey. I do agree. I couldn't agree more. And I remember the first time, I'll tell you the story because Ghana is one of the reasons why we found ourselves in this situation. In 2014, as Antonella was telling you, we became a foundation. So we spinned off out of the Catholic University and we became a foundation. So that was the first year we had a financial report on our own. So that is the day I believe I became an entrepreneur. And that is the year we ran, I think, a $400,000 deficit. And that's a bank calling you up, telling you, you have a debt of almost $500,000. How are you going to pay it? So whom you talk with? Your wife, or your husband, your mom, your dad. No, it's you. In this case, it's 3 people, right? And then we had to gather together and say, what do we do? Do we close business? Or do we find a way? Okay, who's going to go to speak with the bank? Nobody wanted to go to speak with the bank, right? But eventually, you know, I understand it's a lonely journey. In this idea of putting together a B2B platform is also a way, I hope, to create basically 2 kind of opportunities. Business opportunities, and I think this is pretty straightforward, but also personal connections. So business opportunities. I got a software, I am looking for a retailer in Kenya, I go on the B2B platform and I, you know, call for a retailer. Right? Is there anybody who's interested into selling my software or licenses to my software in Kenya? Yes, I am. We strike a deal. And here is the internationalization. I think Hammond before told us how come no Ghanaian company is out of Ghana. We only work in Ghana. Why is that so? We have to fix it. No, that's the way to fix it. But also it's about personal connection. There's a forum there. You can go there and try to seek advice from other entrepreneurs from Ghana or from other countries. The idea of establishing this chapter is again to make you feel kind of less lonely. So you now know there is a Corsa Hammond you can write to if you want to talk about something or if you want to explore an opportunity. I got many more reflections which I think I will build my closing remarks around. I don't want to take too much time, so I'm going back to Madame MC, who's doing a great job.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. That was a very good question and a solid one. I think Mr. Chairman did well to speak to the issues. But in my speech, I hinted something of that sort. But I all that advice from experience and, you know, having a few interactions with some Asians who are industrialists, the thing that we should be seeking out for more, and if this association can help, especially E4IMPACT internationally, is knowledge transfer. Mm-hmm. Knowledge transfer is very, very helpful. It's worth millions of dollars because you are going into an industry or you are trying to do something. You know, if out there a lot of things have been developed already, there are a lot of technologies there. Recently, about in August, I was in South Korea and I was talking to a manufacturer and he's manufacturing a particular product, but he was in Germany, you know, for some exhibition. You know, he said he wasn't even supposed to go because he said, I'm a rich man already, so I wasn't supposed to go to that exhibition. And this is a rich man in US dollars, not Ghanaian cedis. But, you know, something just motivates me. Let me go. Calls the wives and say, let's go have some fun and let's visit this exhibition. And they go, and in their interaction, they met somebody who has also come around from Denmark, just also looking around. And they told the person, oh, this is what we do, so we are also just looking around. And then the person quickly says that, look, there's another way that whatever you are doing, I have a new technology now that you can do it better. That technology is cost saving. It will improve the product and make the product something else. And lo and behold, he turns around from Germany to Denmark, looks at that guy's knowledge that the guy is going to, you know, use for his product, comes back to Korea. I was in Korea in August, and the product that he has developed from just that idea and technology the guy gave him is awesome. It's a different ballgame altogether. And he's saving about 45% on his production cost from just getting a new technology. So I think that knowledge transfer is very, very, very key. If we can get that one, it will go a long way to help us. Thank you.
No, you are very, very right. And what we are doing, just to follow up on your hints, what we are doing is we are building we call them innovation manuals. So what we do is to collect best practices, industry-specific best practices, and we compile them into a manual that is like this. What is the technology like? Okay, how does it work? What is the economic impact? What is the social impact? What is the environmental impact? How much it costs? How do you deploy it? How do you maintain it? From where you buy it, how much does it cost? All right? So again, this takes time and money, because just to let you know, to develop one such a manual is about $20,000, because you got to find experts and pay them to share the knowledge, blah, 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 blah. But I think next year we should be able to, if everything being equal, we should be able to build like 2 or 3 of such manuals. I'm sorry, beginning with agro-food. Why agro-food? Because the most of our entrepreneurs are in agro-food. Okay? But then little by little, little by little, little by little, we will add more and more, right? About circular economy solution, green economy solutions, and all those kind of things. And what we have found out is that, and this is something we piloted in Kenya, if you build your business model around such innovations, then funds come easier. Because you go to a bank and you tell them, of course, the interest rate is going to be the same. They're not going to change the interest rate, but at least they understand better why you're looking for funds. I want to buy this technology, which will enable me to grow efficiency by that percent. I'm going to cut production costs by 45%. They understand that, right? And they will be ready and willing to give you financial support. At a commercial rate, of course, but still financial support.
Just from one question, there's so much to learn. I hope you are learning something too. We have another question there.
All right, thank you. I'll be quick. First of all, I want to find out what the strategy is to prevent this program from being purely academic. I mean, fortunately, I was part of the people that started this, like the inquiries about bringing a new entrepreneurship MBA and the strategy of implementation and partnership and all that. But as the years go by, it's becoming very academic. You know, we are doing exams, we are writing everything like every student, and then graduating like everybody. And there isn't any, beyond what we do in the classroom, any special approach to ensuring that as you go through, your business is equally doing well. And it's practical, because I think some of us joined only because it didn't look academic, but eventually when we went in, it turned like every other MBA that is out there. So I want to know what the strategy is to ensure that, one, the program is not purely academic, and then two, the network. What is the approach to making it a very powerful network in the business landscape in this country and other parts of Africa, and how is it connected to even the after program, and intentionally putting our entrepreneurs and the members of the network out there to attract the opportunities that, you know, we see all the time. Thank you.
Okay. It looks like we'll have to answer because we are 3 in 1.
Well, I like to think I can answer to all the questions with one. Okay. Let me put it that way. We try to provide you guys with tools and opportunities, right? So if you look, for example, looking at the MBA program, if you look into the MBA program, you have lots of assignments that helps you build your business. Whether you use those assignments or not, it's really a little bit up to you, right? There is a business coach. Whether you call him or not, it is also you, no, who have to call the person. You are supposed to be entrepreneurs. You are entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs take initiative. If you know that you have an Andrew Zaiku, who is a knowledgeable person, very well networked, and you know that you can call him to advance your business or to share your mind, his mind about a problem you have, please do. You know, proactivity, I think, is the best solution. Same applies to the business network. we convene the business network. We have a person, Daniel, which is a full-time person for E4IMPACT, who can help you run the company, the network, rather than the company. We have Antonella, which will ensure whatever opportunity we capture at the global level is shared at the Ghanaian level. But it is you. We give you the B2B platform. I'll talk about other few things. But whether this is going to work or not, I'm sorry to say, largely depends on you. You know, there is a B2B platform. If you don't log on the platform and you don't try to chat with other folks, the platform will die. And it doesn't matter how much money I spend on it, I'm telling you I'm spending a lot of money on that platform, it won't work. Okay, because you are not on it. Maybe we did something wrong on the platform, or we should have been more friendly or whatever. But if there is no participation from your side, it doesn't work. Today we have about 50 people. I think the number of our alumni here is almost 200, right? So there are 150 people missing, which is normal. And this is what we could do. We could bring together 50 people. You are the 50 people who wanted to come. So let's start here. Let's try to do business among ourselves. Let's try to bring the others one in and make it work. We are partners in crime, if you if you like. No, don't expect everything comes from us. We have limitations, so we are throwing balls at you. Hopefully, some of those balls will go into the goal, right? So I think that's what I have to share.
Let me. I'm a talkative, so let me just add a quick one. I think the first thing that one of the things that I would like to say, I think I'll challenge Madam Sicilian. I know she's from Sicily, so that's why I say Sicilian. You know. Most beautiful region in Italy. Yes, bellissima. Yeah, Sicilians are good at preserving tomatoes. Yes. And if the first challenge for you, if you can teach all of us or your network group how to preserve tomatoes in those jars, that alone will be cost saving for most families here, and it will be a start of your entrepreneurial practice, because assuming that tomatoes is in season, and you tell your wife that, look, let me go get a crate, because now crate is nothing to write home about, and we are going to preserve it for the next 6 months. We are not going to buy tomatoes. Do you know the lot of money that you are going to make for yourself? And you can graduate from there to market those products, because those tomatoes will be fresh tomatoes. So, Madam Sicilian, I'm giving you the first tax for people to be entrepreneurs.
Yes. The little I want to add to this is, it is difficult to see the vision very well about this network. But I'm here to encourage each one of you that if you take this network serious, there can be a transformation in your business. Why am I saying so? My presence in E4IMPACT, one of my first challenge I have seen is immediately the academic calendar ends, you become my customer or my client. It is my duty to follow up until I see your business thriving. And so, even this program, I invited those in the final year. But unfortunately, they didn't turn up. The reason is, yes, you go to the classroom, the investors will come and talk. The mentors will direct you. The assignment will tell you, go out of the box. Go and do a practical data research and come and do a presentation. But when you are done, that is when you start feeling the loneliness. Because even your batch platform, not everybody contributes there. But now there is somebody with an office that is ready to receive you and walk you through your business and look at how to point you to places where you can get support. So we are here to form a bigger group. Now it is not only you being in your batch alone, but all the 6 batches, and we'll be adding.
we'll be adding to it. So you have a bigger platform where you can shout and you get a help from somewhere, provided you are not being lackadaisical. Because just as Isaac said, yes, you will fall out if you don't want to take your business serious. No entrepreneur sleeps. The hours you sleep is not enough because you are dreaming about your business. And you cannot stop dreaming until you see your business at the point where your leadership appraises you. So what I want to say is that this business network form and also bringing the Entrepreneurship Center for E4IMPACT into Ghana, it is still to hold that relationship and gauge you on daily basis as long as you want to be in your business. Thank you.
Wonderful. Oh, you can clap if you want to do so. I can hear that there are a lot. There's a lot that the Secretariat, if I may call it so, can do, but much more depends on you. So, but there was a second part of the question that sought to find out what strategies you have in place to ensure that this network becomes a strong one. Am I right? I don't think we've had any response. Is the president in the house? The executive, the president and his secretary are out. But I don't know, Daniel, if you have any ideas on that.
One of the things we're going to do is what I have said, that I have been a full-time permanent person to receive all kinds of concerns on individuals' business. The second thing is bringing this group together as a body where we reason together, we bring ideas together. You might have a board of advisors, board of directors that you consult them for your business. But this time you have a bigger circle where you have a lot of people to contribute to your business. For all you know, you are running a business where someone does the same thing in here. And nowadays, we don't talk about competition. We talk about partnership. So if you find someone doing the same thing that you are doing, the best thing is get to the person and find how you could come together, team up, and execute whatever project you want to do. The other strategy is organizing conferences and workshops, seminars, and other events to make sure that we keep ourselves abreast with time and knowledge so that we can move our businesses forward. So the add-on to what we have seen as traditional, even though we found it to be new thing, is the Entrepreneurship Center and the business network to support each and everyone's business.
Great. Are you okay? Wonderful. Maybe a last question or two. Any teasing question? Or do you have something to share on what we've discussed so far?
I will also advise that any idea you have, please share with the group so that we can all reason together and help. If you are quiet, nobody can help you. Heaven helps those who help themselves. If you lift your hand, someone will find a hand and support you. But if you are quiet, you wouldn't. And also, let's understand, we all know, just as the president said, the BMC has been something we all walked ourselves through. If you don't structure your business well, nobody will be ready to help you. So let's structure our business well. Anything that we need to know, leadership-wise, and then documentation, putting the back ends well, so that you look commendable. Please, let's do all that, so that when there is a need, we will be able to support you. Else, it's like we will struggle, and then you end up saying that I'm not getting anything from the team. Meanwhile, you hadn't done a lot in your business that will put you in a position where you can get something. Fabio is here. There are 1,001 proposals we write to the international bodies for funding, but not all of them that we qualify, because other people are also writing. So the way you position yourself will determine whether you will be qualified to get any opportunity. So let's do whatever we can to position ourselves well.
Okay.
So after school, during COVID, I sought to take another program online. I think I engaged Fabio on how I could process my transcript, and you were very handy. I feel now that you have a permanent staff in, you should activate that process as part of giving out certification, because most people would want to seek for further studies, so that when the time is up, the person doesn't now have to go call Italy, do transfers through the banks. It can be a bit complex. And so my advice is, once people are passing out, let them know the transcript component also has a fee to pay, so that they just go through it. Yes, so they go through it and have copies. Because I had to just, it was quite cumbersome, even though I was able to sail through. I think it's very important we do that for documentation purposes. Okay, all right.
And I also think that it would be great if we could have like some sort of a skills directory or business directory sort of, so that within us we have a list of what each and every one does, so we can easily refer business. Because one of the things that will really keep us in the network and keep us coming is if we're able to get business here. If we don't get business, and especially the secretariat, whenever you're doing something that we can make money from and you give it to somebody outside, we'll stop coming. And that's the truth.
Yes.
I think that whatever you do in the network, we should be we should get the first right of refusal, and then beyond that, you can look elsewhere. So if that could be your first, one of the initial things you do, have a publication of all the members, the businesses they run, and the skills they have, and probably generate a rate card or something, and give us discounts on it, so that if I need an accountant, I can just call. If I need this, I can call. And I think it will be one of the most effective ways of getting us engaged.
Thank you, Eko. It's a very good idea. I think in part you should be able to find this on the B2B platform as well, because the platform works as a matching site. So if you are looking for an accountant, for example, the platform will show you companies which can do your books. All right, but there is, of course, a time frame for the platform to be working, because we have 6,000 entrepreneurs, but it will take time for us to be able to engage all the 6,000 and so on and so forth, right? It's not going to be very easy. So I don't know how many, we are starting with about 100 people coming from different African countries, no? But as you are saying, maybe I need somebody who does my book in Ghana tomorrow, no? Not somebody who buys my softwares in Kenya. And even this kind of repository or directory, very detailed about Eko Mensah knows this, Eric and T knows this, can be very, very helpful. At least to bridge the time gap between now and when the platform will be fully scaled with the 6,000 folks.
And then please, the last one is the recruitment. I think that in every class, especially my class, half of us were just coming from first degree, and then they were kids, honestly. So that was what also contributed to the academic nature of the whole thing. So, and half of us were in business, but then even those in business, half of us were working and half of us were doing our own business. So there wasn't a commonality that really brought us together. So I think that we should also look at how we recruit. I know it's business and we have targets, and anybody that wants to do the course is allowed. But I think that going forward, there should be a way of attracting a certain caliber of people to be in this program. When you look at the China European Business Program, WILA, because of the way they do it, SIPS, yes, because of the way they do it, the caliber of it, and I'm not undermining anybody, I'm just saying that we shouldn't make it too open that anybody can just join the MBA class because they can afford it. So I think it has to do with how we get people in the program and the pre-application, process to really defining who we are looking for, like you teach us, what the target group is, and who would benefit more from this class. But most importantly, amongst us, how do we get the kind of people that would help put this program in a certain light? Because now it's actually diluting. And when you get the feedback of even those that are in the program now, because you do exams and you realize that it's the same questions that you got last year. There wasn't even any changes at all. And even some of the entrepreneurs that come as visiting entrepreneurs, some of us are bigger than them. And this is not to boast or anything. I mean, if I come to class and I see somebody talking to me as a resource person and the person I know knows nothing or hasn't gotten to a point where it's admirable enough for me to learn something, I won't come the next time. And I think we should be very serious. This is not a normal MBA. And I respect this program a lot, but I think we should pay a little bit more attention on the kind of people we bring into the program and also the kind of people we bring in front of us. Because otherwise, eventually, the quality that we are hoping to get will be lost.
Do you want to react
Sure,
to that?
sure. It's a two sides issue, right? We don't want to be SIBS. SIBS charges you $20,000. If you want to pay $20,000, you're welcome, thank you. But this is not what we wanted to do. We didn't want to go to, let me say, high spending, high hand people. We wanted to be, as affordable as possible, although I know this is not the most affordable program in Ghana, but at least when you compare it to SIBS, it is much more affordable. Then, of course, and that's one side of the story. When you do this, you have more people who could do the MBA program, right? But then what happens is that many of the people that you recruited, okay, that you really wanted them to do the MBA program, they are not willing to pay. Because people like you come to me and say, I can do for free an incubation program here and there. So I want to do this MBA program for free. And I put you at the door, right? Because there is a basic misunderstanding thinking that you can get an MBA program and that's the same kind of support you get from a one-week program at InnoHub, for example. So there is this kind of perception. So, and that's a challenge for us, very, very big one. And honestly, it's difficult to overcome because many of our customers, at the end of the day, they do prefer to go for something for free, okay? Then on the other side, now we have other folks who have a business idea, who are willing to pay, and they want to try to do something. Why should I put them at the door and prevent them from having the opportunity to build their dreams? Just because they are greener than you. I'm not criticizing what you're saying. I totally agree. No? I'm just explaining you where I'm coming from. So now there is this person, she works at the bank or he works at the farm for somebody. He has a nice business idea. He wants to go for it. He is far behind other class members. What I'm hoping is that the other class members will be able to help him grow. That is what I hope. I hope there is a little solidarity, right? And at the same time, I want to give this person a chance. So that is how we build the class. So why we do this? Because since the beginning, we wanted to be inclusive, not elitarian. SIBS is elitarian. I'll tell you this, it's just a small story, but there was a time we were about to work with the Lagos Business School in Nigeria. And you know why they didn't sign the agreement with us? Because they wanted to charge $40,000 for the MBA you did. Yes. Because they already had an MBA, they sold it for $20,000. If this is coming with an international degree, it has to be at least double. And we told them, but if we do this, we are going to work with the segment of the population we don't want to work with. Because it's not our segment. We were born for something else. So that is, where we are coming from. Then, if some guest speakers were not up to the expectations, I hope you flagged it out in the quality customer satisfaction service, the quality surveys. We will be able to detect that and to fix it. That one I understand. Then also a small request. Send us more people who have already started something and who are willing to pay for a tuition fee, because we are torn apart between people who want to do something and maybe a little green, and people who could do something but they don't want to pay. That's my my problem. And then of course, if I can have enough folks who are running small, medium businesses, I can do something for them, and I can do something for those who are greener. But if I struggle to put together a class of 25, combining the two segments, this is what I have to work with. Okay?
Oh, I'm so happy. At last, I have a lady.
But you know, nobody wanted to speak.
This is,
are we late?
Yes, at least we have a lady talking to us. We had planned a networking session, but it looks like this is getting more exciting. So we'll do something, but let's listen to her. Yes.
Thank you very much. Have we thought of stepping down this program to a certificate level so that we can include a lot more people below first degree? Because there are lots more entrepreneurs who don't have first degree. And because it's the first degree entry, it simply cuts them off.
Yes. Yes, we have tried it in Kenya. We have tried it in Uganda. And it works from a capacity building point of view. It works. From an economic point of view, it is a challenge because it's still pretty expensive to run unless you scale down the quality a lot. Then at that point, I ask myself, why should I scale down the quality that much? Just to tell somebody I'm training you and ask them money? So it's a matter of sustainability. So for example, if folks are going to be able to pay something between 500 and 1,000 euros, are willing to pay that without having a degree from Milan, then we can run it. And it works pretty well, okay? Otherwise, we need somebody to cover for the costs. No, it really depends on, in Cameroon, for example, I was very surprised. In Cameroon, this works very well. Why? Because entrepreneurs without a first level degree, they are willing to 1,500 euros, for example. So for them, it makes a lot of sense. For us, it makes a lot of sense. And we are doing this. But now, Daniel, for 2023, you have also this job, to try the certificate.
Okay. Fabio, I'm
Yes.
on the recruitment side. I think we've come far enough to spread our tentacles when it comes to the regions. We can count the number of people who have done this program from the other regions. I think if you look at the pie chart, Accra is way far ahead. I'm suggesting, I'm a testimony to what artists can do. And I'm proposing that we do a road show. I'm in the Western region. In the mining sectors, they have money, but they don't have the ideas. So we can run a road show, and we can help in that direction, because I would also want my alumni to grow, my region to grow. So I pray that you take it up. Let's collaborate. Takrade, Takwa. We can organize 2 road shows before the recruitment, and let's see what will come out of it. For Kumasi, I can link you to somebody. Bobie can be of help. And let's see how we bridge that gap and see. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Pipeline. That is all I can say, because it has. You don't like pipelines, eh? Yes, if I say so, what I'm trying to say is that, had it not been this strike in the universities, next week, tomorrow, I have an engagement with KNUST. I have an engagement on Wednesday with Cape Coast University, because we are pushing this program to other
universities in other regions. We had a presentation with Hull Technical University, but because of the price, we are trying to look at what else we can do with them. So that is why I said it's in the pipeline. Because when I took up this position, I asked myself, why have we been with UPSA for all these years? Aren't we denying other regions this opportunity? Can't we spread this so that we increase the entrepreneurial manpower in the nation? And that has been my conversation with Fabio. Just last week, we even spoke about other executive programs we want to do. So we will come to the Western. Surely next year, God willing, we'll be there. Thank you.
Great. Another lady.
Thank you. I think I heard Daniel saying that you've been writing proposals and in connection with Fabio. And then somebody also mentioned after you finish the program, what next? I think it's a very important thing that we have to look at, because setting up your own business is not that simple. You might learn all that you have in the program, the model and all that, but when it comes to financing, it's a very big challenge. And I think that the incubation, setting up incubation, if we have an incubation hub attached to the program, I know Fabio talked about funding and all that, but if we have the opportunity of soliciting for funding, I think it's something that we should look at. Because from where I sit, I see that Ghanaian businesses are not even small. We are micro by the definition. We went to the business week in Milan, and all the investors that came were not happy with us, because what we were even requesting for was far below what they can give. Because I cannot at this stage request for 1 million euros to set up. I'm too small for that. So, and business is also a gradual thing. You grow gradually into it. It's not that I'm looking for 1 million to set up a factory and then I don't know how to manage it with all the teething problems. But then if we have this opportunity of getting an incubation hub, you went to Uganda. I don't know whether you went to Iru, Uganda Industrial Incubation Center. That's why I went to learn how to do the fish sausage. The facilities are there. You walk in Uri or something, Uganda Industrial Research and Incubation Hub or something. So the facilities are made available for the young ones. If I don't have money to set up my business, that is where I go. I learn how to do it. I stay with them for maybe a year. The facility, the machines are there. I operate there until such a time that I am able to set up on my own. Then I move out. So that it will also help in terms of funding. If I walk to the bank, I will not get the funding because I'm small, I'm not known. I haven't made that mark that the banks are looking for. But here is a situation where I don't have to buy machines. I don't have to buy anything. The expertise, the hub is there. I go in there, I process whatever I want to process. I start selling until such a time that I can also save money to go on my own. So I think that if we really want businesses to grow, maybe not Fabio, but some of us here can even start doing that. I just this year started an incubation hub for fish processing to get the young ones to assist. My facility is made available to them to come and do their production and then go, shared facility and all that. So it's something that even if it's not from this side, we ourselves can also think of doing. Because with after Ghanaian, I'm afraid that we will not feature more because we are micro.
Thank you. Let me respond. Please, the incubation and then the accelerator center is part of my responsibility, and it's part of the things we want to do next year. And one of the reasons why we created this group is to categorize ourselves into these groups so that we know how to support each one of us. Just as Isaac said, some of us completed this program. We never established any business. maybe the passion is still there. Would you want to reactivate it? Or maybe you realize that the idea you brought is too big, complex for you. Do you have a different idea that you can move it? We want to look at how to put ourselves into those categories and then make a case and see how we can move us to the next level. So Incubation Center and Accelerator Center is part of the things we want to do, and we are the first beneficiaries of it. Thank you.
Okay, I think that will be our last question. Oh, the way he came for the mic, I thought someone had lifted their hand. All right, so it would have been nice hearing from one of you ladies, but if you don't have anything to say, that is fine. I think that we've done a lot, you know, with the questions and answers, and I believe that we've all learned a lot. We want to appreciate those who are non-members, who are not alumni, but are visitors here. Can you kindly stand on your feet? If you haven't gone through the process and you, yeah. Oh, yes, please, you can do it better for them. You can, oh, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, thank you for coming. We thank you. I hope that you have plans for some of us who might have not passed through the MBA process but are interested in becoming, you know, joining this team. I can see about 12 people here. Maybe some of them have just worked out, but I think it's a good thing that we have people joining us. At this point, we want to take our closing remark and then close. But we have some snacks at the back there. You can just get up and pick one, or perhaps when we close and you are going out, you pick it. But remember that we still would want you to network, get to know somebody, get somebody's contact, because the thing that will give us success now is partnership and collaboration. I want to call on Fabio to give us the closing remark. Let's receive him with a hand.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for taking the time. Thank you all for sharing your ideas and speaking your mind. There are a couple of things that come to my mind even before I start my presentation. The first one is that all of a sudden I realized that we began working in Ghana in 2013. So next year it will be 10 years. And when I see you guys walking, you know, in this room, somebody from the first year like Cecil, Mabel, somebody from the third, somebody from the fourth, somebody from the fifth. I don't want to sound too romantic. I'm not Julia Roberts, but it kind of moved me a little bit. I mean, these guys have been meeting you, I've been knowing you since almost 10 years, some of you. And it is really, really beautiful, and I think it speaks for the power of this initiative, which is longly overdue. And that brings me to the second thought. And the second thought is, again, something that struck me all of a sudden as our chairman of the Chamber of Commerce was speaking. And I was like, how much money is potentially sitting today on these chairs? I mean, just out of, you know, doing business among each other. And I thought, how much money could be made by you guys if all the 200 alumni were doing business together? Forget about the fact that I am at the startup level, I have grown, you know, to the bull array level, because we also have the bull array, right? Doesn't matter whether I started a business or not, I'm working for a travel company or whatever it is. How much business is there to explore, right? So I really think that put us on a crossroads. Myself, Daniel, Antonella, all of you. So either we really are entrepreneurs, and then that means that we make this happen, and we make business happen among ourselves, or we are not, and we are just talking. Okay, we're just talking about entrepreneurship, all those kind of things. Now, today, Eric, where are you? There is it. He came to me and he brought up on his phone the website of an Italian company called SIPA, and he was like, I want to buy from them. So if we don't follow up, I mean, him and I, we don't follow up, that means that we should change our job, probably, right? Because this is business opportunities here. So really, I don't want to have any more here and there, any trainer, trainee, any professor, student thing, any Italian, Ghanaian thing. We're in together. We should be able to do business together. If we're not able to do business together, it's just on us. It's our fault. We're not good enough. And so we should be doing something to be good enough. Let me have a look. Let me give you what we want to do. No, I was thinking, how do I close a meeting like this? I was hoping it would have been interactive. It has been more interactive than I hoped, so that's good. Now go back to the other slide, please. Yeah, there you go. So we have an ambition, no? We, and when I say we, I mean all the people in this room and potentially all those other alumni who will join. We have an ambition, which is to make our companies Pan-African and multinational. Now we have Dangote, you know, a few others, which have really gone Pan-African and multinational. But there are not many other cases. Yes, El Sawidi, UBA, Stanbic, we all know the big names, right? But we want to make ourselves Pan-African. And hopefully even more than Pan-African. But we always want to keep in mind that we're doing this also to drive sustainable development. So let us not forget the environment and the communities we come from. So, please. Ghana holds a special place for us. For me particularly, because for me, Ghana, I call it my home in Africa, no? It's my home in Africa. I've been coming to Ghana, I think the first time in 2012. The first African country I went was Kenya in 2011, but then I've been coming to Ghana 2-3 times a year, every year since 2012. So this is my home in Africa. I call it like this. But forget about me, no? This is the second country we came in. It's a country where we did the 8th edition of the MBA. We have a lot of alumni, and it is the first country where we want to do these new things, no? One is the business network we just launched today, but also with Daniel's help and a little bit of luck, we also intend to launch other programs for entrepreneurs. One is the Corporate Innovation Program for the SIBS-like people, let me say, and the other one is the SME Growth Program. So for those of us which have been in business for a while and now they want to grow rather than to start, you know? So this is our starting point today. And we want to go Pan-African, right? And this is what you have at your hand. Consider this as it was yours. We are in 20 African countries, 7 offices around Africa, more than 6,000 alumni, entrepreneurs, 20 universities to work with. All this network is yours. Do you want to have a link with our office in Kenya? You pick up the phone, you call Daniel, and Daniel puts you in touch with our folks in Kenya. Do you want to link with an entrepreneur in Tunisia? You can call the country manager in Tunisia where we have the office, or you can go on the B2B platform. So this is yours. Those are your resources. There is not anymore us and you and us. Let's move. And then we want to go even beyond, no? Do we want to go beyond Africa? Probably yes, in some cases. To the possible extent, I would like to say. So there are four people in Milan right now, which we pay and they are unemployed. They are employed, but they have nothing to do. Why? Because their job, I'm telling you, that's a great question. Because their job would be theoretically to help Italian companies come to Africa. Italian companies, they don't want to come to Africa. They are too stupid to come to Africa. They want to go to China. China was a big thing 20 years ago. Now China, whatever you've done, you've done. It's it's not a green field anymore. They don't understand, they don't want to come to Africa. But why Italian companies don't want to come to Africa? Because they don't see the opportunity. Why? Because they have never come to Africa. They've never seen Ghana. They don't know Ghana. They don't know Kenya. They have no idea what's going on here. If they only knew, that would be a totally different story. So how do you change this mindset, which is our problem, a problem in Italy? We show Italian businesses opportunities. You are the opportunities. Eric is the opportunity. I want to buy these machineries from SIPA in Vittorio Veneto, in Italy. I have the money, I want to buy. That's an opportunity. If I do this, the four people we have in Italy, they will have a lot of work to do. So please consider this. If you want to buy something, if you want to sell something to Italy, there are four people who can help you, okay? Again, they are your resources, okay, not ours. It is for you. It's clear. If you come to me, I want to buy $2,500,000 machineries, and I tell you, how much money do you have in the bank? 30,000 euros. Okay. Do you have a letter of credit from the bank? No, they laughed at my face. Then I cannot help you, no? It has to be realistic. But so long as it is realistic, for people to help you. Maybe if you all ask them for something, there will be a little line, but they will follow up. Then there is the B2B platform. Antonella has already spoken to you, about that. I really hope this will work, and it is at your disposal. Then there is the blockchain platform. This will be ready by April 2023. It is for you to make sure you can trace your products and services. I ask you a question. Why should you trace your product and services? Why you should have transparent products? Why should you have a QR code that tells the customers, the consumers, what the pineapple is from, or what that cake is from, or the fact that your company respected certain standards? Why? Because then you can export much easier. Right? Am I right? Am I talking sense? Again, this is for you. Guys, for free, eh? For free. I should make you pay, but it's for free. Then what else we have? The Business Networking Week, Antonella told you about that. If you want to come to Milan, you can, April, more or less. Then we have 2 new agreements with 2 big companies. Not companies. Membership-based organizations, like Chamber of Commerce. One is Confindustria. Confindustria is the same as AGI, just for you to understand. And then Confapi. Confapi is the same as AGI, but for smaller companies. What does that mean? That means that if you want to make a connection with an Italian company, we go through them. They even gave us an office, a desk for receiving requests from Italian companies if they come through. All right? And then eventually, this is pretty nice, no? It's another opportunity for you guys as alumni. I think you have seen some emails. So we are opening our board of directors to you. Okay, the board of directors of E4IMPACT. One alumnus can be elected as a member of the board. There is no stipend, there is no salary, let me tell you. There is no travel into Milan. But, no. if you tell me, no, if somebody from an Italian company comes to me and tells me, Fabio, do you want to join the board of directors? I say, yes. How much do you pay? Nothing. No, thank you. This is what I do. At least me. I don't want to, no, to waste anybody's time. So we are not going to pay you, but at least you can push the priorities of the alumni at the highest level of our governance. You will sit on the same board as the chairperson of ENI, the Italian oil company, which is on our board. I think you know ENI, no? The guys in Takoradi. Okay. We build the guys who build Akosombo Dam. They are on our board. Impregilo, yes. And Impregilo doesn't exist anymore. Now they call it We Build. And so on and so forth. So if you like, you can be elected. No? You can run for office and you can be elected. So you become my boss. Please move on. Which is another reason for joining, being my boss. 4. Okay. Only 4. We want more. More from Ghana, because I want to be sure that the person elected is from Ghana. Okay, it's a probability game. So please engage us. It's simple, no? You want to speak with the business consultant I told you about? Speak with Daniel. He will process your request and send it to them. Do you want to use the B2B platform? We sent you this morning the link to register on it. Please, just register. The B2C, the blockchain platform, you will have to wait up until April 2023 when it will be in a beta version. Then what we have, the business networking week, engage Antonella. She will pay for everything. Airfare, hotel, food, it's all on her because she enjoyed Ghana so much. And you so much that at this point she wants to host you. And then eventually, if you want to get in touch with any of our offices around Africa, you can ask Daniel again to make the connection. Remember, we are in Zimbabwe, Uganda, Ethiopia, Kenya, Tunisia, Cameroon, and eventually, of course, Ghana. If you want to know more about the new programs, again, talk to Daniel. Maybe, Echo, you want to do the corporate innovation one, you can ask Daniel. And then eventually, if you want to be the next board of directors member for representing the alumni, I don't know why Cecil didn't apply. Why not? Okay. That makes it, I think like you. I understand you perfectly. But at that point, it will come with a price. I agree. Well, very good. I like it. Talk to Antonella. She's the one leading the whole thing. We want to hold elections towards December. So please, if you want to candidate and run for office, get in touch with her. With this, I give the microphone back to the MC, which I would like to thank for the great work she has done, and thank you very much.
Okay, Daniel thank you very much. That's a very comprehensive closing remarks, and I think that he's taken the opportunity to respond to many of the questions, and so things are clearer to us. Daniel has a few points to add, and then we will get out of here.
Yes, to wrap it up, out of the questions, I should have added these. One of them is that we plan this week to visit some of you, your offices, and have some discussions with you and to know how your businesses are doing. If you are interested and you want us to come, that is me and then Antonella. If Fabio should have the little chance, he will join us and then we'll come. So from Monday through Friday, we want to know whoever is willing to receive us will come to you. We have discussions about your business. And then also, just as Fabio said, I have a research work I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to do a statistical research currently for an automobile company in Italy that is looking for partnership in Ghana. And what they want to do is they want to support and bring spare parts to Ghana. Now, who is interested? They are looking for two categories of people. One, the already existing importers, which I've had some questionnaire with some of them. And now the other group is a smaller group. That is, even if someone is a mechanic, auto mechanics, and is willing to sell spare parts now, I'll bring the questionnaires to the person to fill, and then they will decide the number of people they think are qualified to run this partnership with them. So I will not say this anywhere than to speak to our alumni. If I don't get anybody, then I'll go outside. But this is a benefit to us. And then the last thing is, anytime E4IMPACT in Ghana should get any project to execute, the first facilitators I'm going to look for is from this business network. Because you have gone through the program and you understand how we do what we do. So if I need facilitators for any capacity building or coaching or mentoring, I'll look nowhere but from this business network. So I just want you to know that these are some of the activities that I'll be doing, and I need you to do it. And some of them, there is money in it. Some of them, there's business in it, as in establishing another business. And so long as we learned in this entrepreneurship where it doesn't have a limit that what you learned is about fishing and that is all, it is entrepreneurship. It cuts across everything. And so please, open up. If you think you have knowledge in selling spare parts, please make yourself ready. When the questionnaire comes and you are able to get this opportunity, why not? And for your information, apart from those who are already in the transport business, I want you to know that the research done with data I have collected from DVLA, Ministry of Transport, and then Customs, in the next 10 years or 15 years to come, the number of cars we're going to have is going to increase. It is going to increase, especially for the middle class. So there is that opportunity. So if you are into automobile or spare parts or car dealing, please, there's an opportunity for you. Thank you.
All right. Now I can see a hand up, and I'm wondering after the closing remark, but who am I? She is actually the vice president. Is the vice chair? So just by that, I have to.
I wanted to find out that we are entrepreneurs. We are dealing with businesses that will need other spare parts apart from cars. Why are you interested in cars but then not thinking about other machines that we use daily? Because you may have machines in mind you want to import or bring down to use, but then you ask yourself, where are you going to get the spare parts from? So I want to know why cars but not other machines. Thank you.
All right, to react quickly, a company called Mocato in Italy is into automobile. So it is automobile opportunity that has come. When other ones comes into factory, spare parts and other things too, we will go into that. But just as we said, on the B2B platform, you can shout, and anyone there that is in line with your business will step in to help. Thank you.
Great. Now, since we started with prayer, can we have someone, the Vice President, give us the closing prayer?
With all humility, let's bow down our heads. If you can stand to, please do stand. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this great opportunity. It is just by your grace that we've gathered here today to talk about networking, to help ourselves as entrepreneurs, to share ideas, to talk about our challenges and the way forward. We ask that as the program is over and we'll be leaving to our various homes and countries, you continue to protect us. We thank you once again, and we are grateful to you. Amen.
All right, so thank you all very much. And I want to thank you, Daniel, and your colleagues for the opportunity. Please make sure you network. Get to know somebody. Take somebody's number. Please, there are some fruits for dessert. If you haven't picked your food, please do pick it. They are there for you, so don't just go. Thank you.